We will explore being free of stressful thoughts through first having an awareness of what happens in the body when we have that stressful thought. So, I'd like to invite you to join me for just a moment in calling to mind a stressful thought. You can think of something that you don't want to be experiencing, or it can be something that might be recurring right now for you. A thought that keeps arising that makes you feel a lot of stress. So if you call this stressful thought to mind, I invite you to just recognize what is felt in the body when you have that stressful thought. So when you're thinking of that thought, what is being felt in your body? Maybe your shoulders get tense, your heart rate might speed up, or you could feel knots in your stomach. All of this is really showing us how our experience in the body is tied to the thought that is getting our attention. So, to be free of stressful thoughts, I'd like to share two ways that I love, that I tend to go to whenever that stress is being felt in the body. And I realize I'm giving my attention to something that I don't want to be experiencing. It could be a painful memory or some anxiety about the future that is creating this stressful feeling. And that is a little bit of an alarm system for me to let me know where my attention is going. So the first method I like to use is going high, to observe the thought, to move away from the level of the thought. Because what is happening is that our attention is being directed so much at the thought that we're matching energy with the thought. And then that experience is showing up in our body, in our experience of life. So if we shift to moving above the thought, to simply observing the thought, we gain a tremendous amount of freedom because we're no longer matching energy. So all you can do is just get comfortable. You can have a comfortable sit, or you can lie down, whatever works best for you. And you're simply going to, if you like, you can close your eyes, and you're going to just observe the thought as it arises. But instead of connecting to it, instead of logging in, you're just going to watch it pass by. I like to think about this like muting the television on a commercial break. You simply just watch the commercial pass. You're not giving it your attention. It's there, but you're not really caring what happens. So we're going to experiment with treating our thoughts like this. So if you close your eyes and you just have maybe that stressful thought arising or another thought, and you're going to allow it to pass by. You're not going to give it your attention. And in that simple observation of the thought, moving to a higher level and kind of looking down at the thought, you create that space, that detachment from the full experience of the energy of the thought. And this can feel like peace. Maybe your shoulders are relaxing, your heart is more calm, and you're watching the thoughts come and go. You're disinterested. You're not interested in the thoughts that are coming by. You're remaining as the observer. This simple act frees us from the clutches of the thought, from the energy of that thought. Now we're rising above the frequency and we experience freedom. And the second way that I like to be free of stressful thoughts is by going inside. So you can think of it as going deeper, at a deeper depth than the thought. And one analogy that's just coming to mind is of the ocean. So if you imagine an ocean with lots of waves, if you're at the level of the ocean, every time a wave comes, it's splashing you in the face. And so you're experiencing that chaos and maybe having trouble breathing because each wave is splashing you in the face. So imagine that the first method is getting into a boat. So now you're above the waves and you're just watching the waves. Maybe they're moving you, but not to the same level. You have a distance from that fierce power of the ocean. And the second method, going deeper, you can imagine that maybe you are scuba diving. So you're flipping off the boat and you're going deep into the calm of the ocean, below the waves, and you're just witnessing the beauty of the ocean. We're going to try this method with ourselves and going within. So maybe that stressful thought is there, but you're going to move your full attention into your heart center, not thinking about necessarily the heart organ, but the heart chakra, the middle of your body. And as you move your full attention to this heart center, you can simply feel connected. Maybe you feel love moving through your body, exchanging your energy with the energy around you. And when your full attention is in this heart center, you find that thoughts just dissolve when your full attention is there. You can rest in the heart, and the mind just becomes quiet because you're immersed in this love, this feeling of connectedness, of oneness. And so you can treat this as a meditation. Just move your full attention into your heart center and rest there. And if you feel any kind of thoughts that are maybe cropping up in the midst of that, challenge yourself to move your attention even more completely into the heart center. Allow yourself to just be in this moment, especially out in nature, and just being free. In the space of now, in the heart center, center of connection with yourself and with the surroundings, there's no space for the thoughts to intrude because you're so deep. The waves can't get to you. So these are two really powerful practices that I hope you'll try. Just take that experiment of trying to watch your thoughts or resting in your heart center. And you find that these thoughts come and go on their own. We don't control the thoughts that arise, but we do have the power to control our attention, where we give our attention, how we use our energy. And by using either of these methods or both of these methods, you are really harnessing your attention, the power of your attention, to shift to peace. And again, identifying, as we did with the calm breathing exercise in the previous video, you're allowing yourself to have this calm, this space, this quiet, this clarity. And then from this space of clarity, we simply take the next right step, recognizing the depth of our own nature, the peace that we truly are. This is freedom. And of course, that is what I always wish for you. And I thank you so much for being here. Namaste. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.